tusaidie na cable. Good afternoon. Welcome to Kibera News Network. This is your #1 Kibera News channel, and this is Sisi Mtani. Sisi Mtani is a program that enables Kibera people to share their stories in their own perspective, stories by us, with us, and for us. Ladies and gentlemen, today in the house, we have none other than, let's put our hands together for Pius Owino Kotieno. Karibu sana bro.
Asante sana Ogure.
So where have you been, man?
We've been within, we've been out and about.
Yeah.
After 2017,
I haven't
the election.
I haven't seen you for a while.
Courtesy of the will of the people.
Yeah.
So sometimes you have to take a low profile.
You have to take a break.
You have to take a break. Examine probably where you might have failed, or where you might have not lived to the expectation.
Yeah.
Probably where you've done best.
Yes.
It's about building on the past lessons.
Just to reflect about
to forge a better future. Yes.
So that's what you've been doing.
That's what I've been doing. Apart from that, I've been doing so much. It's only that we don't shout or we don't say what we are doing.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you are doing all this away from the people?
There are some that we are doing away from the people. That's obvious. Like now, fending for my family. That one I have to fend away from the people.
Yeah.
Away from social media.
Yes.
But generally, I'm a person who spreads knowledge.
You spread knowledge.
I spread knowledge.
Okay.
And I acquire knowledge. When I'm in my house, I'm acquiring knowledge.
Okay.
When I'm outside there, I spread knowledge.
Okay.
Because I'm a product of knowledge.
Product of knowledge.
I'm a product of knowledge.
Wow.
Yes.
So do you still live in Kibera? Or you moved? You know, people move.
Everybody has been asking me that question.
Yeah.
Everybody has been asking that question. Whenever I'm in town or just having coffee, guys keep on asking me, Kotieno, bado unaishi Kibera? Do you still live in Kibera? Some say Kotieno, aliangushwa, akaenda Lavington, alienda sijui Runda, Koguru.
But to set the truth?
To set the record straight, I live in Kibera.
Okay.
My family lives in Kibera. I live in Kibera. Yeah. My son Prince lives in Kibera. My wife lives in Kibera.
Pale Katwekera.
Pale Katwekera, particularly Maranatha. In fact, naishi kwa VIP court. Inaitwa the VIP's court.
You made it a VIP court?
Because hiyo court tuko na Chief Mocha.
Okay.
Who is also a very important person.
Okay. Mnaishi na Mocha hapo karibu.
Alafu Owino Kotieno pia ako ndani ya the same court. Probably I'm also a very important person.
Yeah.
So it's called the VIP's court.
A court for important people. The VIP court.
Yeah.
Okay. So thank you, bro, for coming.
Thanks for hosting me. Thanks for hosting me, because
it's been overdue.
It's overdue, and I think it's very important because for the last 8 years or so, I've been hosted by mainstream media.
Yeah.
And I've been asking myself, why are we not going back to our roots or going back to our local channels so that we spread the same things that we are spreading at KTN, NTV, Citizen, K24 and stuff like that. So I'm very happy that you are hosting me, and I don't take it for granted.
Yeah, thank you for accepting to be here today. We've been looking for you back and forth, but finally you are here.
Yes.
Now, when I asked for your pictures, you sent me 3.
Yes.
What are the story behind this? One, you are wearing a cape. The other one, you are with a laptop in some kind of workshop setup.
Yes.
And another one, you are just there.
Meditating.
So what's the story?
Let me start with this one on meditation.
Yes.
That one I was at KTC, Kibera Town Center.
Okay.
And a friend of mine who is also a very, very good photographer called Godwin Odhiambo.
Godwin, I know.
You know Godwin. He passed by and just saw my shirt and said, Kotieno, your shirt is dope. Why don't I do your photograph? I said, are you serious?
Yeah.
Yes, guys told me, this picture will do a story of you.
Yeah.
Then I said, okay, why not? Why not give it a try? But then I'd just taken a break because most of the time I work from KTC. A lot of my documentation, when I do my proposal writing or just doing reports for organizations that I've worked for, I work for KTC.
Okay.
So I was at KTC, I was just meditating, just thinking about the next progress. That report was not bringing me the results that I wanted.
Yeah.
So I took a break just to meditate, to reflect. What is it that I'm not getting right?
Yeah.
So he took my picture. The other one with the heart, I was at Olympic Secondary School.
Okay.
That's like 2 weeks ago.
That was so recent, eh?
That's so recent. Okay. It was a match between the Interbase League versus AV Fitness. AV Fitness is actually Kentrack's team.
Yeah.
So the Interbase FC it's a team that brings about all those players that plays at Kibera Olympic grounds. So we also came up with one single team known as IBL. So it was during halftime we were just in a small pep talk with the players. And the other one on a laptop.
Workshop kind
I was in a workshop.
Okay.
Now doing what I like most.
Okay. You like workshops?
I like spreading knowledge, and I like workshops because those are some of the avenues that you also acquire knowledge.
You also share and learn at the same time.
You must. Yeah. Anybody who doesn't learn, that person is as good as a dead man. If you don't learn, if you don't get anything new within a day or within the week, then we need to do you an obituary.
Yeah.
If you don't learn anything new, I'm repeating, you are as good as a dead man.
Good as a dead man.
Because when you read and when you acquire knowledge, you are always hopeful that tomorrow shall be better.
True.
Yeah.
Okay. So Miller was Owino Miller, is your good friend, yeah?
Owino Miller I call him my son.
Oh, it's your son. He actually said how you also empowered him.
Yes.
You made him who he is through these very many workshops, forums, and seminars, and all that. And he learned a lot. That's where he said he learned a lot of life experience and how to deal with different things and all that.
Yes.
But he also narrated a story how you guys were snatched away your opportunity.
Yes.
And you were there at Nyayo Stadium.
That was in 2007.
2007.
When I was still a little boy.
You were a little boy and you were struggling to come up, raise your head.
Sure.
And you almost got it because you already had the certificate.
We had it, but sometimes I say, man plans.
Yeah.
I planned like Owino Kotieno that I wanted, but then it was a counselor.
Yeah.
And even when I was growing up at Kakamega, I did my primary and secondary at Kakamega.
Okay.
So when I was growing up, by then I started following politics when I was a little boy.
Okay.
And I started by following the 1992 general election, the first multi-party politics.
Yeah.
So even when I was growing up, I wanted to become like like Jaramogi, Muisa Kitui, Raila Odinga.
Names in politics.
By then I loved social democracy.
Yeah.
I knew in about standard 4-5 there, I already knew what socialism was.
Wow.
I knew what capitalism was.
Yeah.
I knew Kamlesh Patni at that time.
Yes.
So you can imagine how I used to immerse myself in the exercise or in the process of looking for knowledge.
How did you know all this? Were you reading newspapers, watching news, or what? Reading books?
Those ones were not in books, but they were in newspaper. My dad also loves reading. In fact, my dad reads more than I do.
Okay.
So my dad would also give me some biographies. I remember the first biography that my dad gave me is called 1,000 Days of J.F. Kennedy.
Yeah.
It actually details the lives and times and how J.F. Kennedy was assassinated. And I've drawn a lot of lessons from JF and even from past presidents of America, the likes of Abraham Lincoln, Thomas Jefferson, the first president of the U.S., George Washington, all those people.
Yeah.
So in this multi-party politics by then, you could not even engage. My dad was a public servant. It was a taboo to speak about multi-party by then.
Yeah.
So he would only whisper to me.
And your father is still there?
My dad is still there.
Okay.
Owino Kotieno, very strong.
Where is he?
He's called JD. He's in Kisumu. He works in Kisumu, but I know he will be retiring in the next 4 or 5 months or so. Okay. But he operates from Shags to Kisumu because he's based in Kisumu. So he doesn't see the need of spending a lot in this small cost of transport.
And where's your Shags?
I hail from Seme Kanyadwera.
Seme.
Kisumu County.
Seme.
Seme.
Okay.
Yeah.
So your father would give you this?
My father would give me all these materials.
Yeah.
He would ask me to read them, then narrate him the stories that I've learned out of those books. Okay. Sometimes he would even task me by writing a composition based on what I've read. Okay. Because he was telling me, I want these materials to stick in you. You will use this material 20 to 30 years to come. Okay. And he did, by the way. Without him, I couldn't be the way I am. He
behaved like a teacher.
My dad is not a teacher. He could have been a teacher, but he's just a mere public servant. Okay. He's a mere public servant. Very humble guy, very disciplined. So by exposing me to all these materials, he made
social
me who
democracy.
I am. Especially the aspect of political ideologies. Yeah. I profess the ideology of social democracy. Yeah. If I were to be a person who develops policy for this country, I would have developed policy that are social democratic in nature or socialist kind of policies, because that's where the world ought to be. You see, at the height of Cold War, Americans and the capitalists, all those people, they conspired against socialism. So people tend to think that socialism is a bad ideology, but socialism is not a bad ideology. It is basically an ideology that seeks to put things in a human perspective, while capitalism is an ideology that basically debases the dignity of mankind. So many people believe that when you say that you are a socialist, that you are radical. No, that is the case. That's not the case. A lot of problems that are bedeviling this country are as a result of capitalism without human face. Okay. If you approach our politics from social democratic kind of perspective, Kenya would be a better country. But Americans and the capitalists, they overran socialism, and that's why many people still think that socialism is a bad thing, but socialism is a good thing. Yeah. Yes.
And from all this material, is it also the same place you learn, because your English and Swahili is so fluent? How did you become so fluent in both Swahili and English? You know, as Luos, sometimes Swahili is a problem.
But no, it is just a perception. Yeah. We are not good at spoken Swahili.
Yes.
But we are good in written Swahili. Yeah. We are good in that Swahili that would bring money.
That's true.
Because I remember at one time, Maranda High School actually topped in Swahili. They were able to beat schools in Nairobi, Mombasa, where people think that they speak good Swahili. Yeah. But for me, my interest has been in languages. I've been in languages because I knew from the word go that what I want to become in future, or what I'm striving to become in future, I must have a solid foundation in the language. So I was a big fan of Fasihi in secondary school. Yeah. And I gained a lot from my Swahili teachers, the late Mr. Ahura and the late Madam Jabuya.
Where was your high school?
Mr. Ahura taught me Fasihi when I was in St. Charles. That was in Mukumu. Okay. And Madam Jabuya again taught me Fasihi now in my Form 4. When I did my Form 4 in the Shags, that was in Bonde High School.
Bonde High School.
Yes.
Okay.
But my English is it's a result of just reading novels, reading storybooks, a lot of biographies, and a lot of newspapers. Okay. I read Times, I read Financial Times, I read The Guardian, I read local dailies.
Even up to now?
Up to now. I've subscribed to a lot of international newspapers. Okay. The New York Times, the Washington Journal. I just paid yesterday, I just renewed my subscription for Guardian yesterday. Okay. Because...
And it's payable, yeah?
It's payable. Yeah. To me, it's not just a matter of having good English or having a proper foundation of English, but basically just to have authority on current affairs. Yeah. I did political science and public administration in the university. Yeah. And I did a unit. IR is a unit in political science. Intro to IR and now IR. So apart from...
And you did Nairobi, University of Nairobi?
No. Where? I did my degree in Masai Mara University.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. I did my degree in Masai Mara University for fear of strikes and everything of Nairobi University. Yeah. I wanted somewhere that I would concentrate, somewhere that I won't delay and I won't involve. So I was trying to avoid this temptation of getting involved into student politics. Okay. I never wanted student politics because...
You were above that already.
I was above that. Because I had a family.
And this was after 2013?
During that was in 2015 to 2018. Okay. Yes, I graduated in 2018. Okay. Yes.
I see. So that's somehow shaped your language, English, both English and Swahili.
Both English and Swahili.
Now you are so good at it.
I've got just a natural interest in languages. Yeah. Yes.
Back to Nyayo Stadium. Miller says your certificate is gone and now you are there crying.
And we are crying.
And now, not you are crying, not both, you are crying.
I was crying. Owino Kotieno.
And Miller is like, boy, they have beaten us, but
let me tell you,
beat them.
Let me tell you, the best thing in life, let me just say, crying is therapeutic. Okay. If you're sick, if you are bereaved, if something has hurt you and you feel like crying, just cry.
Let it flow.
Let it flow. Don't get immersed into this thing that, oh, men don't cry. Yeah. If men don't cry, they end up losing. Yeah. And that's why if you look at the rate of mental health issues, men are suffering more than ladies.
Because they don't cry?
Men don't share. Men don't cry. They don't let it go. When you cry, you're healing yourself. Yeah. When you cry, it's now easy to forget and even start it anew or start it afresh. So I must agree that I cried the whole day, literally. I came back to my house in Mashimoni, just closed myself and cried for 2 days. Then the fourth day, I just woke up very early in the morning, took a shower.
Said life has to go on.
Life has to go on.
And you are still a young boy.
It was painful. Yeah. It was painful because we had actually worked so much for this thing together with Mila, with our friends and members of the community. Yeah. And I remember they were saying, Kotieno, by then I was not even living in Katekera. I was not even married. So they were saying, how come mtu anatoka huko kichinjiwa na kuja kututawala huko Katekera? Yeah. And I said, no, it's about policy. Yeah. The people are ready ideology. To buy. It's about ideology. People are willing to buy a fresh ideology. Yeah. And you know, I think Miller must have told you that we ran on a zero budget campaign. Yeah, he mentioned that. Literally zero. We had nothing. We had, because comparing what our opponents had to me, I feel it was a zero budget. My sister, the later Viambo, only gave me 17,000. Yeah. 10,000 was for registration at ODM. Yeah. 3,000 was for development of posters. Yeah. Then the rest was on logistics. So you can imagine. Yeah, that was then some friends of mine would also chip in. But then my dad was a bit shaky. Should I give him money? Is he really serious? Is this guy really contesting? So I sent him my posters. poster and the receipt of my payment at ODM.
Yeah.
So he said, then this guy is serious.
Jamaa ako serious.
Ako serious. Akaniongeza sasa ngirimbao.
Okay.
So hiyo ngirimbao ndio nikakuja kama nimechange, unafanya mkutano pale na pale.
Meet the people.
Yeah. Na wewe unajua by then siwezi sema nominations za ODM washambulika. People wananchi wa ODM, most of the members or followers of ODM, they love this party to death. Yeah. So with this love or with this enthusiasm, people go overboard.
Yeah.
So nomination was not done in a way that probably the party would say that this is the actual winner or this is the guy who emerged victorious. But they did their own survey.
Yes.
And they found out that Owino Kotieno is better suited.
Pious Owino Kotieno.
And by then, the incumbent now, Opete, had gone to a different party.
Yeah, I remember.
And Odia also had a ticket for SDP. So Raila gave me this ticket.
Yes.
So when he gave me this ticket, we were now taking it to Nyayo House, to Nyayo Stadium.
Nyayo Stadium.
We already knew that there would be hostility.
Yes.
One, I'm just a young boy.
Yeah.
They used to call me a young boy. Two, Kotieno was not even married.
Yeah.
Unasema Kotieno otolenwanaje, anatutawala aje na ana bibi. Sawa.
Yeah.
Then the third one, hatukuwa na do. We had no money. But let me tell you, once I'm focused on anything, I will achieve it. To me, money is not everything.
Yeah.
Even in politics, to me, money is not everything.
Yeah.
Money is not everything.
Okay.
So we knew this thing would happen. We gave it to a friend of ours because we knew we would be attacked. Not knowing that kumbe those guys who are escorting us to Nyayo House, there were some who had been planted by our opponents.
Yeah.
So we didn't know. We thought that our two knew we are together. They are accompanying us to Nyayo. So they tipped the guys who were at Nyayo House that siati Kotieno akona hii kitu kwa mtu fulani.
Yeah.
So they attacked that guy and they tore this certificate.
Shit. And then after tearing it, what happened?
ODM didn't have a candidate. And they didn't want even to defect to go to other party. Let me tell you.
Shit.
I didn't want to defect. Everybody was calling me. Kotieno enda kwa chama ingine, tafuta chama tuende na wewe. I told them no.
Another one could not be printed?
We were time bad.
Okay.
Because again, mobilizing the director of election, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So we say, I cried by the I cried. And Mila was also there. He told me, now, come on, relax. Time itakuja.
Yeah. Time yetu itafika.
It's now water under the bridge. Time yetu ilifika, time yetu tena ikaisha. Tena time yetu itakuja.
Then
2013 was not very difficult as such. 2013 was a good year. It was a good year because I remember in 2007, 2008, there was post-election violence. Yeah. We participated in returning the IDPs who were displaced here from this place. Yeah. I was the chairman of the Kibera UNV, the United Nations Volunteers. Okay. We were working for NDP. And our major task was ensuring that there is at least to return some semblance of peace within Kibera, which we managed. Then the other one was to return those internally displaced persons to their houses. Okay. Third one,
that had been occupied
by
people.
We would even remove people from those houses. Hii nyumba ikuwa yako, hii nyumba ni ya huyu Mkikuyu. Toka. Vita imeshaisha. Unaona? Wengine pia walikuwa na excuse ati watu Wajaluo wengine pia sijui walifukuzwa kutoka Thika. So wasema hiyo ya Thika watu wa Thika watahandle. Hii ya Kibera tutahandle ndio tunajua. Because unaona pengine ni wakina Mudhuni mlikuwa nao, wengine tumecheza nao reggae, wengine tunacheza nao ball, wengine tunacheza siasa. Alafu mtu anaenda anakulilia. So we also did our bit. Okay. Then from there, after Kofi Annan with his 7-point agenda, changing the constitution and stuff like that, we were also involved in the process of campaigning for the. We participated in that referendum process, the no and yes. Eventually, it failed. Then in 2010, we succeeded. I was involved in those two referenda. And as a result of my involvement, I later came to learn so much about the dynamics of Kibera, the dynamics of politics, how to construct issues, how to decipher false from truth, and generally I learned about political communication. You see, sometimes when people go to campaign, they listen to speeches, or they listen to their leaders, but underneath those speeches, those people are communicating.
There is something.
There is something. If you're not a good student, even the body language, even the way somebody will open his remarks,
even the tonal variation,
and even tonal variation, and even the gestures. I learned a lot from those two referenda. Because those referenda were like, they were only confirming what I had read before. So to me, it was like being in the laboratory. That was a laboratory. Now put your ideas to test. So you put what you've learned to test.
From 2007 and all these things that happened, that process kind of shaped you.
That one actually
into 2013.
Shaped my perception about politics, reoriented my beliefs about politics, and added new values to me insofar as politics is concerned, or how politics were concerned by then. So I learned a lot of things from there.
So ukachapa campaign.
Na pia nikakuwa involved, nilikuwa civic educator. Nilikuja nikachukuliwa na NGO fulani kufunza watu wa Kibera, tukaenda Mathare, tukaenda Kangemi, tukaenda Dandora. Nilitembea hii Nairobi.
I remember there was a lot of civic education.
There was a lot of civic education.
Now, I must have been involved in some of it.
I had done also my research. I knew the constitutional making process all the way from Lancaster up to now where Wako messed up. Kofi Annan came like that. So I had these facts at my fingertips, and I would contextualize those things that are in the Constitution with the practicality or their impracticality. So that's when the people of Sarangombe again said, hapa Kotieno na hii katiba ni asset.
This guy knows.
And even pia mimi nilikuwa naijua, but vile tulikuwa tunaijua from the ideal. The Constitution talks of the ideal scenario. But now when you go to the real field, probably now like City Hall or the county government, it's again different from what it ought to be. Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Owino Kotieno himself, Pius. We are Kibera News Network, live on YouTube from Uweza Foundation. Keep watching. Put up your comments and on YouTube comment section, and we will read them a bit later. Let us know if you have any questions for him, and he will be able to answer right here. Now, Kotieno.
Yes.
2017. You know, you won 2013, you said it was not very difficult. 2017, you lost.
Yes.
Why do you think you lost, and how did that feel for you?
Well, first of all, I must confess, a lot of people had high hopes and high expectations. And sometimes I compare myself with even other leaders who were elected on a certain platform. And that platform that I was elected on is the same platform that in future, I don't know when that future shall be, but is that platform that I was elected in is the very platform that I shall also run on. I don't know when that future will be. But
which platform is this?
But let me just tell you some of the challenges that
you faced.
I faced. One, we were the pioneer members of county assembly. This thing had never been tested anywhere. We were new. We were like guinea pigs. Even the governors who were there was no devolution. let's be practical.
Okay.
And even President Uhuru Kenyatta by then, together with William Ruto, you all know that they ran against this constitution. They never wanted the constitution of Kenya 2010.
Yeah.
They were never interested in that chapter of devolution. They frustrated this thing.
Yeah.
And even the issue of disbursing funds to counties was a hotly contested issue after we were elected in 2013, even up to date. So one of the things that made me not to go back there was the issue of lack of political goodwill.
Yeah.
Both from national government and even county government, because money was being disbursed to Nairobi County. So this money, I must say that it was never utilized properly, to be honest. But I must also thank God that while I was the member of County Assembly for Sarangombe Ward, we were able to do 20 classrooms at Olympic. Yeah. Sometimes I even ask myself,
you and Kidero,
supposedly, we and Kidero, supposedly, I had not lobbied for these 20 classrooms. With this COVID, how could these children be learning? And remember, in one Olympic was actually in one class. Olympic was holding about 120 to 130 pupils. So imagine with that congestion, with that suffocation, and you know how COVID spreads.
So you did 20 other classrooms together with Kidero. And this is something people are not talking about.
Because
people keep saying Owino Kotieno did nothing. Owino Kotieno did nothing.
They keep on saying Owino Kotieno did nothing. But to me, I think they do. Most of the people who say Kotieno did nothing also don't understand the functions of the members of county assembly as contemplated in Article 185 of the Constitution.
You represented them.
I represented them. I legislated for them. I provided oversight. I made policies. You see,
maybe that's not what they want in terms of development. That's what they are looking for.
There are 20 classrooms there at Olympic. Courtesy of Nairobi County Government, Britam. If you go ask former head teacher, Madam Namulundu, and the current head teacher, Mr. Cheng, they will tell you, without Owino Kotieno, these classes couldn't be here. Because they had tried other leaders, they couldn't reach Kidero. Kidero, they also tried.
You linked them.
By the way, a leader is just a bridge. Those are not my monies. MCA has got no money or no kitty to do things that are being done at the CDF. Apart from these 20 classrooms, if you pass along Katwekera, you go past Shofko, there was no bridge that would link Katwekera and the new hospital that was built by MSF. Southlands. Women used to die on that river. Children were swept. They can't even say that.
So you helped build that bridge?
That bridge was built by money from the kitty of the county government. People can now use that bridge, and even vehicles are passing. Things are going on. Unfortunately, I was never given that talent of just shouting that I've done this, I've done this, I've done this. Sometimes time is a healer. Time is a healer. So that's what I've also learned. Apart from this bridge, this bridge is serving people of Kibera. It's not even serving people of Sarangombe. Because even people from Langata are accessing this place using that bridge. I also improved the sanitation. If you go to Maranatha, through our partnership with I Choose Life, we were able to put up sanitation block and even donated the same sanitation block to a certain youth group there, Maranatha Youths, and they're the ones managing it. Now it is generating them income. Nobody's talking about that. If you go to Kianda, though it's incomplete because I I was never returned to the. I was never elected or re-elected.
Re-elected, yeah.
So the person who is supposed to have finished it,
your project,
probably seeing that hiyo ilikuwa vitu ya Kotieno, wacha tuache. But
maybe you started it late.
No. We are in conversation. We are in conversation with the Nairobi Metropolitan, and I know they will soon finish that toilet, and we shall hand it over officially to Kibera Black Stars, because it was given to Kibera Black Stars.
That's the one Kibera Black Stars were talking about.
Yes, it's about 10 to 20% incomplete. 80% has been done. It's just piping, just small plumbing works. Once the plumbing works are done,
do you still feel you have a responsibility for that, or
I have a responsibility for that, because the people who are supposed to be doing it have ignored it. Okay. Yes, and it's a public good. It's for members of the public. I'm a member of the public, and if I know steps of ensuring that it's completed, I think it's a challenge that I'm willing to take with the Nairobi Metropolitan, if not Nairobi Metropolitan, the Nairobi Water and Sewerage Company, because it was done by Nairobi Sewerage Company. I will petition them. Because if we leave it like that, it will raise audit queries. Or if Nairobi Water and Sewerage Company cannot complete it, then I can as well pick it to the EACC, because public money was invested there, but has been left hanging. So we must ask, where is this contractor? But was he paid?
How long has it taken Kotieno?
It's not about time. It's about completion.
Completion can take forever.
The time it has taken does not matter.
It matters.
It does not matter, because I've been out of office.
But you're still out of office.
I'm still out of office, because we are expecting that the people who are there, be it Nairobi Metropolitan, even the current MCA, or even the MP, or even Nairobi Women Rep. Yes, it belongs to the public.
Now, will you take this initiative back when you are in office, or even now?
Those are things that can even be done when you're outside.
But you have not done.
Those are things that I've not done it because I probably thought that those people who took over from us will have the wisdom to say this was an incomplete project, but it was meant to serve the people. Why don't we finish it?
Yes. So you are kind of giving them time. Kotieno, in 2007, a bit back in that, 2007 you played a very big role, if I remember.
In doing what?
In fighting for people's rights. And
yes.
And we saw you facing off with the police. I even saw you in newspaper, and I saw you in lots of...
I know you even read me in the US.
How was that? Where did you get this courage and strength and the power to fight strongly for your right and the people's right?
I was not just alone.
You were kind of in front line.
I was in front line. I must acknowledge I was in the front line together with Mila, my friend, and other members of the community whom he had also mobilized, because we could not have faced those policemen as individuals. But that agitation came as a result of my background on social justice. You know, I'm a champion of social justice. It is only nowadays that...
Social democracy, social justice.
Yes. Social democracy and social justice, those are intertwined. Yes. It is only that sometimes at this age I don't take that lead role, because there are also some other youngsters who've also come after us. So sometimes we give them the platform, we give them the space, but we don't see them matching what we were doing. You see, so sometimes unawacha expect ule atafilin shoes zangu, but unapata kama shoes bado ni kubwa. I was doing that because we felt it was Raila's time. Not knowing that probably 2007 was not Raila's time so much. Raila's time now is 2022. Now is Raila's time.
Why do you say so?
Now is Raila's time, because I think in one way or the other. Raila, he has been shaped by those suffering. He has been shaped by the botched elections, and he has also been shaped by the suffering that he's seeing Kenyans undergoing. And he's also interacted with other leaders in and outside the country. So I think even with his age,
and he has gotten close to power.
And not really, not close to power. No, handshake will play a very, very minimal role.
Okay.
Probably the people who are behind handshake have also realized that now is his time.
Okay.
He's grown. He's not the Raila we used to see. Now this is another Raila.
Okay.
Yes.
Now that time you are facing off with the police, you didn't fear for your life or something?
We were very, very prayerful.
Okay.
Because we didn't have families.
Okay.
And we never wanted to die without families. And we never wanted to die young. So we would pray before leaving our houses.
Okay.
So that we just go back home safely. A lot of.
At the same time, you had to show.
The same time, we had to show the members of the community that we are courageous and we deserve better.
Yeah.
Yes.
And there is no room for giving up.
There was no room for giving up. We wanted to do it. We wanted to do it from a point of active non-violence. But it was not possible because a lot of young people whom we were leading, they never had any prior knowledge or prior information about active non-violence. We had planned all these things with Miller, and we had said this thing must be active non-violence. Because prior to 2007, we were running a program called YOBEC, Youth Building Bridges for Peace in Kibera. So as a result of those trainings and those dialogues, we had accumulated a lot of knowledge on active non-violence. And from the dialogues that we are spreading across the 14 villages of Kibera, we thought that those people whom we had engaged would come out strongly and champion what they'd been taught prior to the PA post-election violence, but it didn't happen that way. We were also overrun. And that's why sometimes they say, it is dangerous to be right when majority are wrong. It was dangerous for us because you couldn't even think of that active non-violence. You couldn't even tell them, unatuambia hizo mavitu zako na wanaibia Raila. Na unajua wewe ni komanda, unaingiza baridi. Soja amekuwa mkali kuliko komanda.
It's very dangerous to be right when the majority are wrong.
So hizo zikakufia hapo. But ili happen, tukaweka mzae kwa kiti kata si ya watu wa Kibira, hizo vitu zote. Upande mwingine kuna vitu mzuri zilifanyika na pia upande mwingine kuna vitu mbaya zilifanyika, because as a result of hiyo demo kuna watu wenye walikuwa waliogopa sana wakatoka Kibira, na pia kulikuwa watu walidedi. Mungu asaidie hizo familia wapate nguvu, wengine pia washapata nguvu, si kukutana nao, unaona. But it should never happen again. It was terrible. And
is there one particular thing you regret or you still regret from this political experience?
I regret that post-election violence. That thing was difficult. That thing was bad.
The 2007 one.
The 2007 one was bad. It shouldn't happen again.
Why exactly do you regret?
I regret because Kenyans lost their lives. Properties were destroyed. People were displaced. And they are Kenyans who have never recovered from the post-election violence. And even our economy has never recovered. Let me just tell you, Ogure, after the post-election, before post-election violence and after, the world was experiencing an economic meltdown. There was no food across the world. So you can imagine. You know what led to dwindling of food stocks was as a result of increase in the usage in biofuels. So you can imagine people somewhere planting maize, different types of crops, but they are experimenting. Can we use this food, or can we use this maize to fuel our machines or to fuel our engines?
Okay.
Then came now the financial collapse in 2008. The same financial collapse that denied the Republicans victory. You know, Obama came to power courtesy of that financial meltdown.
Okay. In 2013, before you became MCA, Sarangombe, I had an interview with you.
Yeah, you had an office there.
Karanja, Kibera, inaitwa Jamii Plaza.
Jamii Plaza, yes.
And one of the things you promised the people was financial literacy.
Yes.
Did you achieve this in any way?
Yes, we did a lot of financial literacy in partnership with Oxfam Great Britain, together with the Monday Trust.
Okay.
Yes.
So you trained people around community.
We trained a lot of community members around financial literacy.
Okay.
And that is something that I'm still keen about.
Okay.
There are now bits that I think, if given not second opportunity, if given an opportunity to pitch for what I want, I would pitch something different, especially during this COVID time.
Okay.
Financial literacy will be part of it, but now it will be bigger. It will be more than financial literacy.
Bigger and better.
Yes.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, you are still watching, and we have Owino Kotieno. Steve, do you have any comments coming up? Any questions? Anyone saying anything? Thank you very much, Mosese. Mosese is our technical engineer there, and we have Steve Banner, our producer behind the scene. Keep up the good work. Kama kuna bado, tutaendelea kidogo na Owino Kotieno as you check on it. Tell us about your love for reggae.
I was not expecting that one to come, actually.
No, I know you love reggae, and many people knows that.
Many people know that Kotieno loves reggae.
Yeah.
I love reggae music.
Yeah.
My dad used to hear, and even he still listens to reggae music.
Yeah.
My dad is a big fan of reggae music. He listens to reggae. He listened to reggae. And even my wives love reggae music. Reggae music is a music of resistance.
It's a music of resistance.
Music of resistance.
Yeah.
It's not a music that pampers the system. No. And it's a vehicle that changes people's minds.
Okay.
Yes, so that's why I love reggae. Anybody who listens to reggae, serious person who listens to reggae is different from anybody who listens to those other music. Yes, you can't compare reggae with this music that we are listening currently.
Zinaitwa aje, Steve?
The gengeton. You can't compare reggae with those things, or even bongo.
It has a strong, deeper message.
Reggae has message.
And you can relate.
You relate with people's struggles. You relate with what the government does. You relate with the religious aspect that people sing. You know, there are different subsets of reggae music. There is gospel reggae. There is now the root rock reggae. There is radical reggae. There is the rhythm. There is dancehall. But for me, I love root rock reggae.
Root rock reggae.
Or the radical reggae.
Very radical.
That one, the kind of music that were being done by Peter Tosh, Joe Higgs, Bob Marley, Tony Tuff,
wale wazito,
wale watu wakubwa, Nyabingi Elders.
Najua Steve is smiling because he's a DJ. Anazitambua.
So napenda reggae. Napenda reggae.
Roots mature.
Roots talawa.
Okay, so someone is asking, I'm watching from Soweto. Joyce Otieno is watching from Soweto. And Henry Malumu is saying he has tried to write his novels. Kakamega Shinyalu, watching you live. Okay. How was life after joining politics? Did he victimize and insult Kakamega Shinyalu? No, that one is not. Like, were you insulted or victimized after politics? Someone is asking, Olwatch Rogers is asking, ask Kotieno, in a scale of 1 to 10, how does he rate his work in Sarangombe Ward 2013? And what are some of the failures he can talk about? Yeah, so in a rate of 1 to 10, how would you rate yourself for having been a Sarangombe Ward MCA? And someone is asking about your life after politics.
Before rating myself within Sarangombe, I would say, once you have been elected, either as an MCA or even as an MP or as a senator or as a president, you vote in a certain polling center. Let me give you a better example with Sarangombe. I was elected as the member of County Assembly for Sarangombe. But when you go to the County Assembly, you not only represent the people of Sarangombe, but you represent the people of Nairobi at large. So it will not be possible for me to rate myself as an MCA of Sarangombe, but it will be possible for me to rate myself as a representative of Nairobi City Council, of Nairobi City County Assembly, who was elected by the people of Sarangombe. These are the parameters for engaging how a member of County Assembly or how an MP has done his work. One, are there legislative proposals that this guy came up with? Are there motions that Kotieno tabled? Are there questions that Kotieno rose on the floor and asked? Because basically, now that is why you are elected. Are there questions that you rose on the floor? How many times did you do this? Then you go to oversight. How did you perform your oversight functions? How did you perform in your function of policy formulation and analysis? Because government works through policies. You must have an in-depth knowledge of public policy. You will analyze them, contextualize them, then use them on the floor. Now, either to hold government to account or to rally government to perform certain decisions. Because when you say you want to rate yourself within Sarangombe, the functions of members of County Assembly are not restricted within Sarangombe. Those legislative proposals benefited the people of Nairobi County. You understand?
I understand.
So if I were to gauge myself, if you were to rate myself, though I don't believe in rating myself. Sometimes I say the people are the ones who are supposed to rate you. I would give myself between 5.5 to 6%. Yes.
But out of all this, I think there are lessons you've learned. Should you get another chance, you've noticed that perhaps people don't care so much about some of the things you did, or being at legislative, or being representing them. These are just, they see that as a package, but there is more they expect than just
now.
So what are some of the lessons?
So that expectation. Those expectations are far-fetched. Why are they far-fetched? They are far-fetched because the Constitution has contemplated the functions of member of County Assembly to legislate, to oversight, and to represent, and engage in policy making. Which I did
so well,
to the best
you could.
And even my record speaks for itself in Nairobi County Assembly. Ask any member there, they will tell you. That was a working standing order.
But then down
there, a member of County Assembly has got no ward fund. You see, a member of County Assembly has got no equivalent of CDF. They want to compare this member of County Assembly with the MP, forgetting that there is a person called sub-county administrator or the ward administrator. The ward administrator is the one who is involved, according to the County Government Act, in mobilizing the residents of a particular ward so that they would come and give their proposals periodically, especially during the time when county government is coming up with what we call CIDP. County Integrated Development Plan. Once these things have been put in the County Integrated Development Plan, he will again come back and convene a meeting. The work of the MCA there is only to see, did this ward administrator brought what is supposed to have been brought in this area? If not, why? Was there budget allocation? But sometimes people are called for this public participation or for the CIDP process. How many people go there? Less than 50. Less than 50.
I remember we even had the Sarangombe strategic plan.
We had Sarangombe strategic plan. There is no ward in Nairobi County that had its strategic plan. And this strategic plan, it was a document that was supposed to inform us for the next 10 years. So we built the structure. We built the base.
Did anyone even try to implement it?
Yes, there are aspects that we had started with. That's now the sanitation aspect, the financial literacy aspect, and the civic awareness. Remember, you cannot do these things when people are not civic aware, or when people are not aware of their rights or their or their obligations. If they are aware of their obligations and they are aware of their rights, it becomes easy now to govern. But if they are not aware, you are like a man flogging a dead horse.
Sometimes they are aware of their rights. But
people are aware. Everybody is talking about their rights, but nobody is talking about his obligations.
Okay.
That's very right.
So in short, we need more education, more civic education and all that, so that people can understand.
All county governments are supposed to have civic education fund, and this civic education fund ought to be preceded by Civic Education Act. And this Civic Education Act, it should cater for, or allocation should be either 1.5% of the county's budget should go towards civic education. Yes.
What is it that people don't know about you, Kotieno? You know, people just say, Kotieno, Kotieno. Some people think they know you, but they don't. What is it that people don't know about you?
People don't know that Owino Kotieno is a great teacher. I'm a great teacher. I'm a great teacher.
Like trained, qualified?
I train. It's not a must that you get training or formal training.
It can be natural.
It's just natural. I can teach people, but generally on social sciences. I'm a champion of social sciences.
Social democracy,
social justice, human rights, good governance, peace building and reconciliation, active non-violence, countering violent extremism that leads to radicalization.
And that you learned from courtesy of USIP, United States Institute
of Peace. That one I learned courtesy of United States Institute of Peace. Yes.
Okay. So social democracy, social justice, social what?
Social democracy and social justice.
And another one you have just said, social something. The last one. So now where do you see Kibera future? I mean, a lot has happened.
A lot has happened, and a lot is still happening.
A lot are still going to happen. Now, and also with the new developments, we have slum upgrading, we have roads passing around, we have sewer.
Unfortunately, all those things are happening under stewardship of certain leaders or our leaders. But there is no leader that has called for public participation so that the people of Kibera can be involved in those processes. To me, I tend to think that development must put people at the center, because that development is coming for the people. And if that development seeks to push people to the periphery, then to me that is not development. People will end up saying those things were done by so and so. Those are the things of so and so. They don't own them. They don't own them. People have been treated as if they are not human beings. No sufficient notice. No involvement,
like
no inclusion.
Demolitions?
Yes, no inclusion. And even if you talk about slum upgrading process, go to high rise, go to Canaan. Look at those people who've parked their vehicles outside. Are those people the original inhabitants of that place? Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission needs to come in. We need to do an audit. Ministry of Housing need to do an audit so that we know the real beneficiaries of this slum upgrading process. Because I'm afraid probably governments or even agencies would be afraid to invest in this upgrading, because why do we do slum upgrading? We are doing slum upgrading to transform the lives of the people who are living in that particular informal settlement. We are upgrading this settlement so that people can have a secure land tenure system. We are upgrading Kibera so that people can have real development. What is development? Development is availing opportunity or improving people's potential. How do we improve people's potential? By making sure that they have access to electricity. This electricity is not accessible.
It's not accessible?
It is not.
But
this is something that cannot even power your fridge. This is something that you cannot even...
It's not sufficient.
It's
accessible, but not sufficient.
It's not accessible.
But people have it.
Is it formal or informal?
In whatever it is.
Yes.
It is there. So
does government recognize it?
No, but it's accessible.
To me, it's not accessible.
Maybe it's not just sufficient.
No.
I don't know.
Both. Because if we say it is accessible, the channels of accessing that electricity ought to be very formal.
Okay.
Those, you know why it is not accessible? It is not accessible because of what we refer to as social spatial exclusion. Social spatial exclusion simply means a particular area has been discriminated or marginalized because either they are poor, because that area is an informal settlement, or government. So this thing that is going on in Kibera here, this is a typical case of the imbalances of power between the governors and the governed. The governed, who are the inhabitants of Kibera, don't have a say in the planning process of this area. Because the governors ought to have put sufficient budgetary allocation towards improvement of people's lives here. If you look at what World Bank did along the railway, what they refer to as nyumba za railway, hizo sio nyumba za watu kuishi. Those houses compromise people's dignity. Very small. They want you to share that house with your son, with your daughter. The same house, probably you want also to engage your partner there. Then kesho wataweza kusema watoto ni wako na tabia mbaya. Watoto wana tabia mbaya, children wana learn kutoka vitu wanaona wazazi. Why are they like that? Because those the railway dwellers were never involved in the structure. And they were never involved in the design of the houses that they wanted. I think we can set a day for slum upgrading, because
it's a long topic.
It's a long topic, but what I'm saying, lack of inclusion or inadequate inclusion of the affected people in designing or formulating the kind of houses they wanted is what actually killed that process.
But if you ask the people involved, the leadership, they'll tell you how they have involved the people, how they have interacted and formed so
involving the people does not mean you call the people in a church somewhere in a baraza, then you take their names, you ask them, How many of those opinions say aye, as many of the opinions say contrary?
Yeah.
To me, that's not public participation. Public participation means even that person who is coming to this forum, he has sufficient notice. He's got right to access information that you will be deliberating on, even a week or 2 weeks before. That information that is availed must be in a language that this person understands. You understand? So, if these things are not there, to me that is not public participation. That is public charade.
Public what?
Charade.
Public charade.
Yes.
Okay, that's interesting. Anyway, so you've come from far. I've
come from far.
You have a story to tell.
I'm a product of a journey.
You are a product of a journey. We might not
I'm not Simon Makonde.
We might not have all the time for you to say all this.
Yes.
But how would you describe your life in a nutshell?
I came from a very, very humble beginning. I was born in Karanja here. Let me tell you. My dad was a civil servant. We were just staying at Karanja Musho here. Our house was house number F87. F87.
Karanja Road Musho.
The landlord was called Jenga. Our neighbor alikuwa anaitwa Mama Jara. The late Mama Jara. Na alikuwa na marafiki zake hapo wa Kinubi walikuwa anaitwa Simba Mkali. Hao ndio walishape life yetu. Because by then ulikuwa unakosa, even your neighbor would spank you na ungechapwa na mzazi yako ange complain. Unaona? So I came from a very, very humble background. My parents were very strict. Mimi nikwambia mpaka sasa hivi mimi sijui kuendesha bike, huwezi amini, because my dad never gave me time ya hizo ufala. Kwake alikuwa anasema hiyo ni ufala. Hii bike. Mimi sijui hata kucheza card. Tulikuwa strict. Mimi najua kucheza ni Scrabble. Buda yangu alikuwa anaanza Scrabble. So anything that my dad never akufanya, hiyo pia tukufanya.
You are family of how many?
Tulikuwa 5. We lost our firstborn sister to cervical cancer. She was a dog, the late Evelyn Adhiambo. So now we are remaining 4. 2 boys and 2 girls. Yes. So life yetu ilikuwa life humble. Nilienda shule. Madada zangu wa mbele, the first 2 walisoma Olympic. Olympic primary. Budetu akapewa transfer in 1985. So I never had the opportunity ya kusomea hapa. Mimi nilisomea Kamega. But hapa sana nikakuja baadaye. Unacheki? But
after high school. Budetu alikuwa strict sana. Na alikuwa anapenda reading storybooks, gazeti, novels. So nilikuja nika inherit your life. Na pia mimi nilikuwa pia tuna ujanja zangu. Pia mimi nilikuwa napenda reggae, cause yeye pia alikuwa anasikia reggae. So pia nilikuja Nairobi. Kakamega sasa kwa za reggae. Tulikuwa tunacheza reggae. Club moja ilikuwa Kakamega Social Hall. Huko Catch.
Pale Catch. Zilikuwa ni ngoma 3. Zilikuwa ni Omega inakuja wakati wa show. Ama kama watu wamefunga shule. Omega 1. Na Omega unajua pia ilikuwa ya anko yangu. So mimi sikuwa nalipaga Omega. Owino.
Sio anko.
So Omega mimi sikuwa nalipa. Na pia alikuwa anacheza reggae. Sound ilikuwa inaitwa Shashamane International. Unaijua? Inaitwa Shashamane International. Ilikuwa ya kina the late Papa Davis. Lakini mwenye sasa Shasha bro wao Mbigi alikuwa anaitwa Bingi, Papa Bingi lives in the US. Bro wao mmoja alidedi alikuwa anaitwa Oga. So imebaki Oga sura mbaya. Sasa hata Panyalea imekufa. Mabro wake wengi walidedi. Basi tuko na Reverend Dida. Dida na Bingi ndio wamebaki. So huko ndio pia ni expose na reggae sana, because reggae ilikuwa kuchezwa, tulikuwa tunaingia testing. Ngoma inaanza kulipishwa saa 2, but sisi tuna make sure tuko hapo by 6 ama
5-6 mshaingia.
Testing naona kina Davis wana mix vitu zao, reggae inachapwa, sisi tunachapa mabuffalo soldier. So tukakuwa kubwa, tunaweza lipa reggae, nikamaliza primary, nikamaliza seko, bado nilikuwa naingia tu reggae. Wezi kuwa tu hata budanga kwa strict, kuna zile mpenyo bado utahepa. So nilikuwa na hepa mob, na hizo pia zilikuja zika compromise education yangu sana, because nilikuwa nafikiria tu reggae yani, unacheki tutoka Mega tuende Kisumu wapi, mambo leo.
Nairobi pia umechapa reggae.
Nairobi pia tulikuwa tuna stick kuja sasa nikija hapa show hatukuwa tunaenda kwa DS, because ilikuwa watu wa Kisumu, watu wa Kamega, tunatambua Omega.
Okay. Hizi za tao King Lions sasa kama vile sasa nilikuja nikarelocate hapa. Nilikuwa na Nairobi, tena napotea narudi Kakamega napoana anko yangu. Kwa sababu nilikuwa tunacheza hiyo regular za brilliant huko. Kama ni holiday na make sure at least nimekam. Naishi na anko yangu Tom, naingia reggae, narudi ikifunga watu narudi Kakamega. King Lion hii Accra Road, hii ni ya juzi. Hii Monte Carlo
hapo ni ya juzi. Hiyo ni
kina Papa Charlie.
Hapo ni ilikuwa Brilli. Brilli ndio ilikuwa mambo yote. Apart from Brilli pia tulikuwa nimecheza pia reggae hapo City Hall. Hiyo time ilikuwa itwa The Big Five. King Lion alikuwa na combine.
Hizo enzi za Papa Lefty.
Papa Lefty walikuwa na combine like sounds 5. Na zote zinapigwa Social Hall. Hiyo ndio reggae ilikuwa. Acha sasa hii reggae sijui watu wanachezwa kwa maclub sijui saa 8 watu wamefunga.
Bado unacheza reggae kama uliacha?
Nasikia reggae, nacheza reggae, na kula reggae, I drink reggae. To me reggae is everything.
Okay.
To me reggae siwezi feature tu watu wanasema Kotieno ni mtu reggae. Au viongozi wote.
True.
Wako na private life yao. Hata Agwas. Kuna time mimi pia najificha na nacheza ngoma zake, rumba yake pale Meladen. Kila mtu hata viongozi kutoka Central. Kuanzia Friday before COVID. Ungeenda Thika Road.
Mugithi.
Wote wako Mugithi huko Blue Post Hotel, kila mtu hiyo ni private life yako. Mtu haifai aingilie. But unfortunately watu wetu wanaangalia hiyo ni kama kitu kingine bigi sana. But tunajua pia tuna understand.
Okay. So ukamaliza hizo nikaingia college. Kwanza niliingia Gariat, budangu alikuwa anataka nifanyie IT. Ndio mimi sikuwa napenda IT. Mimi sikuwa nataka vitu niwe kwa ofisi ati 8 hours. Nilifanya tu ile tu for the sake of
mzazi anataka. But roho yangu ilikuwa kwa community work. So kutoka Gariat nikakuja Nairobi. Nikachukua 2 years. Sikuwa naenda kule. Hapo 2 years nilikuwa napoa na anko yangu. Nilikuwa nafanya tu hizi community ndogo, community mobilization, awareness. But mzuri nikakutana na Father Kizito sponsored me for a course tena. Ilikuwa inaitwa Peace Building and Reconciliation. So this Peace Building and Reconciliation ili pave sasa way for me to be trained as pale UC, because watu wa UC pia walikuwa wanataka mtu mwenye akona background ya peace building and conflict management.
Ukaenda US.
Nikatrainiwa na
Washington DC.
Hapo
downtown.
16th Avenue hapo. Hapo ndio tulikuwa.
Ukachapa how long hapo?
Hapo tulikuwa like 2 months.
2 months.
Na ilikuwa vitu za chini ya maji sana. Because pia utaki kuexpose life yako sijui nini. Watu wanaanza huyu ni msaubabini. Sio unajua community pia kuna stigma yake. Sasa zingine watu wanaanza kukuhate because of your asset. What you possess could also be a liability on your side. Na hii ina happen sana Kibira. Mungu anauliza mtu, huyo msee huo simpendi. Umpendi kwa nini? Simpendi tu hivyo. But deep down mtu ana either ako frustrated ama yeye anafanya vitu zake, mission zake haziingii, na wewe anaona maybe mission yako inaingia. But hajakuja akakuuliza hapo wanafanyaje Kotieno? How do you address this? So mtu unakuwa frustrated, but wewe hujatoka hiyo uulize mtu, if I want to be like A, B, C, D, Kotieno, tell me, how do I do it? Mimi huambia kila mtu, na mimi huambia watu wengi, I will not give you money because I don't have money. Hata nikiwa MCA nakumbuka sikuwa involved kwa a lot of handouts. Mimi nilikuwa naangalia wale wa mama wenye najua wanaumia. Ukinikujia ukaniambia Kotieno, huyu mtu hajaenda shule, ilikuwa maybe kitabu, ilikuwa viatu, uniform, ama nimeona bili hospitali mahali,
you help.
Those ones I would chip in because those are priority. But we Kotieno,
zile mambo na manyumba zimechomeka,
hiyo pia alikuwa na help because kwanza hapo ndio penye ulikuwa unasikia tu hiyo siren.
Ushajua ndio hiyo.
Unajua tu nalia tu isiwe ni sada ng'ombe ama katokea because zingine zinakamukiwa broke. Na sasa hiyo unajua
na una pesa ya county.
Hauna hiyo pesa ya county. So inabidi uanze kutafuta either governor ama mission yako. Ama saa nyingine ikuwe tu tena mshahara yako. Ukitumia kama 30 ama 40 hapo, ujue umeumia hiyo month, umeumia. So lazima tu uanze kuangalia.
Tujikaze tu.
Ka workshop katoka wapi, ujikaze tu uendelee. Mimi huambia mtu hakuna kitu nzuri kama kushare out, then upende idea. Mtu anaweza kuanza kupatia doo, but mtu akupatie idea. Mtu amepewa doo, within 2-3 days hiyo doo imeisha. But huyu mse wa idea atakuja tena kapatia ule mse mwenye alikuwa amepewa tena hiyo handout. But watu wetu waangaliagi the bigger picture.
So you have a family, your own family of how many?
Mimi niko na family bana. Mimi niko na family big.
How many kids?
Niko na watu wa 7.
Okay. How many boys, how many girls?
Niko na boys 5 na girls 2. Niko na Sajona. First born wangu anaitwa Sajona Truth. Second born anaitwa Linus Lincoln Ojwang. Third born anaitwa Maria Harriet. Fourth born anaitwa Socrates. Fifth born anaitwa Einstein. Sixth born anaitwa PJ Pius Junior. Seventh anaitwa Prince.
Na kuna majina noma.
Kila mtu ana represent ideology fulani. Kila mtu ana represent kitu fulani kwa hao watu wangu.
So what do you do now, Kotieno? What are you doing? How do you survive?
Through the power of God. We survive through the power of God. See, when you are jobless, things are not easy. And now Kotieno is jobless. It's not easy. But we have to eat. And we have to live a decent life. And we have to live life of dignity. Yes.
Give us the secret.
Unaomba.
We say no, huwezi omba na ukule. Hata Mungu alisema ukikaa tu hapo unaomba na ufanye kazi utakufa.
Maybe
there something you are doing.
I pray to a different God. Let me tell you.
Your God is different?
My God is different from the God that other people worship or the gods that other people worship. I pray God of capital G, capital O, and capital D. Hao wengine mimi sijui wanaomba Mungu gani. Hiyo tu ndio secret yangu. Me I pray a living God. Na tena utanipata kwa nyumba nimejifungia ati nimeshika Bible the whole day. My prayer are very short, very concise. And probably pia si pray sana. I petition. You know there's a difference between petitioning.
You petition God.
I petition God. You brought me here and you said I will do this.
How do you want me
that
to
I should not suffer. You said you will do me like Abraham.
1, 2, 3.
Now I have come. Make it happen. I am leaving this house. I don't know how I will come back. make sure that these people, they will eat well, they will dress well, and they will not fall sick.
Na unawacha
and
hapo.
it happens.
Umeenda.
So watu wengine sijui aombe kwa matatu, sijui ajifungie kwa nyumba nini. Mungu ana hiyo time, unapigia Mungu kelele. Wanasema God created us in his own image.
Yeah.
Kama unataka kelele, mbona unafikiria Mungu anataka kelele the whole day unamsumbua?
So ukishatoka hapo umeomba, wewe uenda wapi?
Nikishaomba hivyo. Miraculously vitu huwa zinafunguka by the way. I just don't know how it happens.
You don't want to tell us
nitasikia
what
tu
you are
simu
doing.
pengine Kotieno. Unaweza train hao watu.
Okay. Now you are talking. Now you are talking.
Ama na kutana na wase wangu wenye walikuwa na pengine kwa TV in town.
Yeah.
Kotieno, we miss you on television. What do you do? Naambia just small training.
Okay.
Mtu anakupiga. Kuna siku mtu from nowhere, just 10K.
10K.
Ati I saw you on TV. Sema, is it worth it? Ama hao ndio wale watu usemaga Illuminati. But mimi nilichukua hiyo do because hakuna pesa ya Illuminati.
Ukasema people, I like free things but I don't trust them.
Nilikuwa naogopa, by the way nilikuwa naogopa.
Okay.
Because mtu anakupatiaje 10K tu alikuwa na kwa TV. But baadaye I called him. Na amekuwa siku hizi rafiki yangu. Hata amenipatia connections mob, amenipatia job mob by the way. Hizi ma training. Mimi nakula na training.
You train people.
I train,
you
I consult.
You are a teacher. So
I'm a teacher.
And you are also kind of a consultant.
I'm also a consultant.
Oh, that's great.
Those issues related with social science.
Yeah.
Hizo ndio vitu nafanya.
Yeah. It was social science, social justice, social democracy.
Yeah.
Those three socials. Some people refer to you as an insider. Do you think you are an insider politically?
I don't know what they mean by being an insider.
You incite people.
To do what?
To fight.
No.
Or to cause violence.
I've never fought. In the whole of my life, kwa life yangu sijawahi pigana.
Okay.
So I would never want anybody pia pigane.
Okay.
But they say one man's terrorist is another man's freedom fighter.
Okay.
Yes. So there are people who would see me as an insider, but there are also people who would see me as a person who is raising issues.
Yeah.
So to me that one does not matter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I've got three sides of your life. Your life that you know, your life that people know, and your real life that nobody knows apart from God. Yeah.
Okay. Kibera football is growing big and bigger.
Yes.
What do you think about that? And I heard someone mentioned your name here as one of the contributors. You formed something. Was it Interbase?
Yes, it is Interbase under the leadership of our CEO called Toti.
Yeah.
Our CEO is known as Toti, but his official name is Eric Juma.
Yeah.
I am only there as their public relations officer.
Okay.
Toti is the CEO. Puyol is our picha, and Oveto is our chairman.
Okay.
We run our activities. At Olympic Primary.
Yeah.
We host our matches there on Saturdays and Sundays. Yes.
Okay.
We have 25 teams that are participating in that league. Very competitive.
Yeah.
And it's just a platform of giving young people an opportunity to showcase their talent. There are also other young people who've been spotted from Interbase League, and now they are also playing in different cadres of leagues. KPL specifically, there are others playing in Division 1, others playing in Division 2, which I think is also something worth mentioning. Yes. Okay.
So which teams do you support locally?
I don't have a team specifically within Interbase, but locally I'm a fan of three teams.
Which one?
I would not want to mention.
But why?
But above all, I'm a fan of Black Stars.
Black Stars?
Yeah, Kibera Black Stars.
Okay.
Yes.
In Kenya Premier League?
In Kenya Premier League, I'm a fan of Gor Mahia.
Gor Mahia.
Gorogalo.
Okay. Huko nje?
Huko nje niko na matimu, but roho yangu waga kwa
Manchester United.
Na AC Milan.
AC Milan. Okay. Italian powerhouse.
AC Milan. Huko Spain, mimi ni mse wa Atletico Madrid. Okay. Diego Simeone
mwenyewe. This is good.
Diego.
Yeah. So we are winding up. Steve, I don't know if you have anyone saying anything again before we close. If not, Owino Kotieno, is there anything else you'd want to talk to the people? This is the opportunity for you now to talk to Kibera people. Anything else you'd want to add that perhaps I did not ask you?
Yes. I would wish to inform watu wa Kibera.
Yeah.
Watu wa Kibera naongea na nyinyi. Nyinyi ni mandugu zangu, wengine wenyu ni madada zangu, wengine pia ni mababa zangu, wengine ni mamamba zangu. Hii kijiji ni kijiji yetu. Na hii kijiji tumeishi watu tofauti. Licha ya sisi kuishi watu tofauti, tunahitaji kila mtu. Na siasa itaanza. Miezi 3, miezi 4 ijayo itakuwa ni siasa kali. Lakini tusikubali ya kwamba siasa itugawe. Na usiingie tu kwa siasa kwa sababu unajua itakuwa ni siasa, wakina Ruto wameleta pesa, ama Raila ameleta pesa, wakina Msali wameleta pesa. Hizi pesa huwa mnazikula kwa msimu. Lakini bado tunabakia ni watu wale wale. Tuangalie sera ya viongozi. Tuangalie viongozi ambao wanaishi na sisi hapa. Tuangalie viongozi ambao wako na uhusiano na sisi. Tuangalie yule mtu ambaye utaweza kumfikia. Mimi nimekuwa katika uongozi. Mimi najua uongozi ni nini. Najua changamoto ya uongozi. Lakini kile ambayo ningependa kuambia, ukiwa na uhusiano mwema na kiongozi, ukiwa na uhusiano mwema na kiongozi, na uhusiano mwema tunasema hata heshima kidogo, utafika mbali. Maanake viongozi wanawekwa na Mwenyezi Mungu. Hata Mungu atakubariki. In the book of Romans tunaambiwa kwamba ni Mungu ndiye anaweka viongozi, na kila kiongozi anawekwa kwa sababu fulani. Hata mimi niko na hakika ilikuwa ni sababu fulani. Pengine hiyo lengo Mwenyezi Mungu alishatimiza, akaweka mtu mwingine. Baadaye pia kunaweza kuwa na watu wengine. Tuangalie vile tunaheshimu viongozi, na kwa viongozi wananchi utupatia fursa ya kuwafanyia kazi. Saa zingine haiendi vile tunavyotaka, lakini tusikate tamaa, lakini tuweze kuboresha uhusiano wetu. Kitu tunalilia ni uhusiano kati ya viongozi na wananchi, na kati ya wananchi na viongozi, na kila kitu itafanikiwa. Mwisho lazima tukue na dhana tofauti. We must have different perception and different attitude towards leadership. To me, I normally say it is not the movement of the clock that brings the newness of life, but rather it is the movement in your mind. If you have a different mindset, different perception, and different beliefs, things shall work out better. It is not the movement of the clock that brings the newness of life, but it is the movement of the mind. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Unajua ukipea politician chance ataongea mpaka kesho.
Na si nimewacha hata kabla
lakini umeongea vizuri. Thank you very much, Mr. Owino Kotieno. One more thing. Have you ever had like a best moment in life that you can think of?
To me, kila wakati ni best moment.
Kila wakati si
worst moment yangu ilikuwa wakati wife yangu wa kwanza alidie, but the rest are always best moments to me. Hata when I failed to recapture Sarangombe seat, to me it was a best moment, because I was learning the consequences of democracy. It was never a sad moment. Nilikuwa na lowest moment ilikuwa wakati wife yangu wa kwanza alidie. That was in 2012 akideliver son wangu Linus. Hiyo
must have been a very difficult.
Sitaki hata kukumbuka. It was difficult. Na hiyo ndio nilijua mama anaenda go pain wakati wanazaa.
Yeah. Thank you very much, guys. Sometimes it gets sad, it gets emotional, sometimes it's happy, but here we are. That's life.
Kuna rafiki yangu mmoja anaitwa Likuru. Likuru mahali popote unaochea hiki. Wewe Likuru wewe.
Said you must mention it.
Likuru wewe ni rafiki yangu sana. Hujamaliza kunitengenezea website. Na hiyo website unajua kazi yake. Wewe Likuru unaangalia kwa YouTube.
Sawa, Likuru, I think umesikia hiyo and cheza kama wewe. Thank you very much, guys, for watching. This is Kibera News Network, and we're coming to you live on YouTube from Uweza Foundation. The program is Sisi Mtani with me, Josh. I've been your host, Ogure Joshua. Until we meet again next week with a new guest, have a nice time. Bye-bye.
Asante sana.
Mheshimiwa.
Asante Josh.
Great to have you.
It was great to ilikuwa mzuri.